that yes, Girish has, been able. Okay, a very, very good evening. Hello, everyone. This is Sanchari Chaudhary reporting live back again from IHM Bangalore Career Studio. So I'm extremely honored today to have this evening with me, the founder of Fromage Chennai, Mr. Girish Subhash. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, Mr. Subhash, and we look forward to having a very engaging conversation with you. As we kickstart this evening, let us basically go ahead and learn about your journey.
Thank you so much. And first and foremost, very great big hi to all the viewers. And yes, I'm Girish, purely born, brought up, everything in Chennai, proper Chennai boy. So I'm a medical professional by education, but post finishing my medicine, I decided that Chennai and bringing something new to Chennai is something that I've always wanted to do. And that being said, Chennai is some place with not too many other activities. We have our theaters, we have our beaches, and we have our bars. So very honestly, other than that, there isn't much to go out and do. So in that aspect, 10 years ago, we started a lot of new things into Chennai, which was gaming and things like that. So we bought the first laser tag arena into town. We got involved with all sorts of gamings, everything that people in Chennai haven't seen. And luckily, because I've got to travel quite a bit, and from whatever I've seen abroad, we've brought it back to Chennai. And in that regard, one of the biggest and the best projects, or one of the best things to happen to me per se, is Fromage. Fromage is my brand. It's tagline, the cheesiest place in town, because it literally means cheese. Fromage is just cheese in French. And we started off our restaurant with a small little 40-seater restaurant inside a star property. And we started the restaurant inside Somerset, which is Ascot Group of Properties, which is a Singapore-based firm. And they kind of showed us the ropes, and they told us, this is the rules. You need to follow this. Yes. And we were not let alone to our own vices to do what we wanted. And we had a lot of strict guidelines, which was very difficult to start off with. But thankfully, because of how it's gone today, we have branched out into a multi-seater. We have multiple branches all over. We have opened up another branch in Hyderabad also. And it is doing quite well. And very honestly, this is just the start for Fromage. COVID, none of it matters. We are going large. This is going to explode beyond measure. And being a small little restaurant from Chennai, we want to go pan-India and be known pan-India. That's our idea. And probably the world sooner or later.
Lovely. So this is very interesting, Girish, because I did not know that you actually hailed from a background as medicine, which is, again, coming back to South, we know that very well, that, how much encouraging it is for everybody back down in South, to in fact go ahead with either engineering or medical. Somebody from that field getting into becoming a founder, an entrepreneur, and building up a restaurant is definitely a big deal. How did you manage to do that? And convince your parents, yes.
Yes. So as every story starts, my dad was a doctor.
Right.
So medicine was something that was a no-brainer. So we entered into it, but sadly I lost my father when I was 18. So at that time he ran his own setup, and the stress of it and all of that is what took my dad away. So at that point of time, I kind of sat down and decided, okay, is this the future that I really wanted? And at which point of time, well, the service sector, very honestly, the service sector, people, getting to be with people, getting to talk to them, getting to do things with them. And dad had started a home for the aged around 25 years ago. So mom and myself are around running it. So we have been running it for the last 25 years. Mm-hmm. That being said, we've been taking care of about 25 elders, their children. We've seen a lot of people. At that time I sat down and I was deciding, okay, fine, let's do something which involves the local people, and something that I can get excited with also at the same time. So while I was in college is when laser tag and gaming and those small things started off. Right. Then it became an addiction. Very honestly, it became an addiction. Getting customers. I've sat at the billing counter from 7 a.m. in the morning till 2 a.m. in the nights at sometimes. Sat that just because people are willing to come to us. And once you start actually seeing people leaving with a smile on their face, it doesn't stop. And with that, step by step, when it came to a point where we were looking at picking up a property, a built property, which was tied up with the Park Group of hotels in Mahabalipuram. We were planning to tie up with them and do a very large scale institution. And I was completely a third party in it because people who are huge veterans in the industry already were already doing it. And I was just planning to get along with them. But then for some reason, it was too big a thing for me to take off the bat, and I was not having enough involvement. So I decided, okay, fine, let's see if I can talk to people, see if I can enter into this industry myself, but not in such grand a scale. That's when Fromage arrived, when a partner of mine by the name of Mr. Abhishek Chandrasekharan, the gentleman and myself together, we decided he had already done a project called Orduk, which is a meal kit program, which he sold later to a VC company, which is purely a meal kit to your house, just an e-commerce platform. So it went really well. And along with him, we were common friends. And along with him, we decided, okay, fine, if this is the possibility, let's get into it and see how it goes. And it was just purely an idea or a concept. But then within a span of a year, it just took off. It took off. And at which point of time, the funny story is I used to be extremely overweight. So I used to be about 180 kilos.
Right.
So I lost a lot of weight, at which point of time when I was losing a lot of weight, I was purely on this keto diet. And here locally, there was nothing available where you can go out and have a fancy, nice sit-down meal. But with the keto diet, this is about 5 years ago. And at that point, we decided, okay, fine. Cheese is something that I enjoy. Cheese is something that I love eating, and I've lost weight doing so. But there's nothing particularly focused towards it. So we decided Fromage. It was just off the top of the head. And we started off with a very high-end, fine dine kind of restaurant, only with set meals, course meals, things like that. But then we understood that not what we want doesn't work with the public. What we want is not what we can give our customers. We need to find out what the customers want and accordingly move out and do it accordingly. So over the period of the first year that we were present in Somerset, in Chennai, we completely constructed the business, the module itself, the menu, the type of food, the type of ambience, the type of things that the people expected. We redirected towards that. We were the first people to bring in the entire Parmesan wheel pasta into town. So we got a 50-kilo block of imported Parmesan cheese and we started cooking our pastas inside the cheese itself. We started melting raclettes on the table and started serving it to the customer. We have these, the cheese fountain, which is basically one of our biggest sellers. Let's put it that way. It's just giant fondue, which will serve 4 people with condiments on the side, which come to a table and it's set on your table. So it's not like you have to go somewhere to get it. It comes to your table on its own. So it's something completely different and people loved it. People loved it. And with that, it just grew and we took it from there.
Amazing. I'm very certain, Girish, that, you know, while this entire journey, because you have seen so much of success, there has been also quite a few things, you know, which you have seen, which has upset you and definitely has been your downturn. And I'm very certain that you have emerged a more stronger person eventually post that. We would like to know a little bit about it. How did you basically foresee this and take care of it?
So over the period of the first 1 year, 1.5 years, we literally made nothing. Let's put it that way. So we was trying to reconstruct ourselves and find out how to go about going forward and figuring out the business in itself because we were completely new and we were trying to understand the market. While this was happening, it was frustrating beyond measure because honestly, I have done as an entrepreneur, I have done a couple of businesses. And in the line of those, I'm very honest, the restaurant industry is the most difficult industry I've ever been in. There is no 2 ways about it. It is the most difficult. It is the most painstaking, is the most number of hours that go into a person. Overcoming that, I'm not kidding. After I got married, which was not too long ago, a few years ago, after I got married, one of the first things my wife and myself did was waited at our own restaurant. We have taken the plates, we have cleared tables, we have taken the orders. She has been taking the orders. I used to be the runner between my kitchen and my restaurant. But then, that's all learning. With stepping up, step by step, understanding how it is done and going forward with it is a very difficult point. But then with it, you know, you can. As long as you can do it. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. And you just need to persevere. There are 2 things when it comes to being an entrepreneur and a businessman. One is to know when to cut your losses. Because if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know a direction that you're going towards, cut your losses and exit. If you know what you're doing, and if you have even 1% of the confidence that you can actually achieve something, keep struggling, keep doing it. And only then you will know whether you can or not. You need to struggle. There's no point in putting a blame on anyone else, no point in asking for anyone else's help, especially when it's something that you need to do yourself if you're an entrepreneur.
Right. Right.
That's priorities. For example, we have a giant property in Chennai, which is about 120-seater resto bar, which is yet to open. We have been working on the project for the last 18 months, and we finished the project in January of 2020.
Right.
But with the current situation, we really don't know what is the future of that project and how exactly it's going to go ahead. But just because of that, it doesn't mean that we have to let go. The world will change. The world will figure out how to create an opportunity for everything that you do with hard work. So hard work is key. It's all that matters, and we can get over it.
Wonderful. Girish, as a very successful entrepreneur, I must say that you're also a very, very successful and very happy professional. And that shows, through the way, the love of your work that you basically exude through your words. So, as a front-end person, somebody who's leading the team, what are the kind of attributes that you basically want to find in our current generation and definitely in the hospitality aspirants currently?
Patience. First and foremost, patience. You need patience in all aspects. You need patience as a business owner to wait for your money to come back to you. You need patience as the head of an operations to wait for your subordinates to understand you. You need patience as a subordinate to be okay to take what your senior is telling you, because they are in a lot of stress too. Every level, everybody needs patience. And with patience and listening to others, you will be able to, that is most definitely something that you right now need, especially now, because with everyone, that is most important. And the second, the more recent, when it comes to the whole situation and the pandemic that we're facing right now, hygiene. It is something which is most important. And the beauty of it is, as a management, as a hospitality college, as a education unit, which is probably, other than medicine, which I'm already part of, there is no other institution which will stress on hygiene as much as both these institutions.
Yes.
The medical profession and the hospitality profession. The seriousness of this needs to be understood by everyone who's probably watching this video, or everyone in the hospitality industry. Because what's been told since day one, not now, is the same thing that needs to be followed. Even with every disease, every issue that we're facing right now, if the hygiene that is taught in the beginning is followed through, there is nothing more that anyone needs to do. And right now, pushing that hygiene, the fact that this hygiene is followed, is what's going to get our customers back to us. It's what's going to get our customers to actually get the truthful, the comfort level. Unless and until, even today, as a standalone restaurant owner, my biggest fear is with my star properties.
Right.
Because in honesty, all customers will be definitely more comfortable with going towards a star property right now, because the fact is hygiene.
Yes.
The feeling that the hygiene will always be kept, which is now going to be norm from everyone, to the biggest to the smallest, which will have to be key. And only then, even the smallest player will be able to survive only if he proves to his customer that he is safe.
Sure. Girish, I've got a thought, very rightly, as you mentioned about this current situation right now, and we need to be very, very positive about it and really cannot sulk into it any further. We are getting back into the new normal, which isn't new anymore. In fact, it's become the normal already.
Yes.
And definitely, to all hospitality leaders like you, whenever we speak, we get a lot of positivity from your end, and we understand that how soon will this entire industry again get back, with a bang. So definitely taking care of so many restaurants, and of course, with so much of expansion plans. What are your thoughts about contactless service that we are all getting into now, especially with the COVID situation at the present moment, and also, adapting to AI, artificial intelligence?
So, yes, this is something that is not come right now because of COVID in any way whatsoever. This is something that has been present in our industry for the last, at least for the last 2 years, if at all for
Right.
not.
Right.
And it is something that the bigger players, the ones who have enough of a marketing budget to push it out to the general audience,
Yes.
people know that it exists in kind. But right now, it's become a necessity. This, as you said, the new normal is not new anymore. It is perfectly normal. Reducing the number of people who will unnecessarily make someone uncomfortable is the only point of this contactless dining per se right now. But in all honesty, we have already understood the versions of running a business where almost every good big player has only the correct number of staffing. They already have the number of people who are required to take something from somewhere and make sure the customer is happy.
Right.
And with contactless dining come into place, it is only going to be a bigger difficulty. This is my honest opinion. This is only going to be a bigger difficulty for the companies which provide the contactless dining to educate the customer to actually use the services, which is going to happen as we go ahead. While the customer comes in, how much of that experience is truly enjoyable to them is one side of it. Because the customer also has to be happy with the fact that they're coming to a restaurant, having a fine dine experience, and somebody has to dote on them.
Correct.
That's the beauty of our industry.
Yes.
So when someone dotes on you is when you feel extra happy. It's when you actually enjoy your experience in itself. Any kind of hospitality for that matter.
Yes.
So this is definitely the new normal. This is definitely the way to go forward right now. But in all honesty, personally, I've always feel the human beings hygienically making sure they know what they're doing and making sure the customer's happy with them present is something that I always vouch for. But in retrospect, AI is something as the business owners is very, 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 very important, because data collection, making sure that we understand what the customer wants, making sure we are able to give the customer a better experience with every bit of data that is collected, especially with the artificial intelligence coming into place, is something that has to be done irrespective of the present pandemic and the future world. It has to be the new normal, whether there is this pandemic or not. Because with every step, that is the next step. What is different? What else do we do? How else do we make a customer happy?
Yes. Exactly.
That is something we have to most definitely look into. We have implemented this in our restaurants as of now. The only version of AI that restaurants have been using till date is the feedback form.
Right.
Automizing it and adding more parameters to it is technically what is being done right now, which is a huge help to our industry. It will help us serve our customers better. It will help us cut costs. It will help us trim the unnecessary items in our menu. It will help us trim the unnecessary pleasures that we think will be a big plus with the customer, but really not. At the same time, there are simple things like a basic ambience, a small issue that we can look into, which can make a person more happy. With all that collection is most important. So that's the reason why I've also been talking to a lot of the AI developers right now, asking if they can tweak their products to help us collect more. At the same time, not being intrusive to our customers.
True. Lovely. That is so important for us to know, in fact, and I'm sure that all our students have really found a lot of information today. In fact, a lot of doubts have been cleared, and definitely they are looking forward to, everything getting opened up very soon and with a lot of positivity. Girish, I definitely have to ask you something. During the lockdown, what has been your best learning and what has been something which has disappointed you? I'm sure there's always two sides of it.
Yes, of course. During the lockdown, best learning. Honestly, the best thing that I've learned is what people need, which is, I'm sure, something that every single human being in this world is understood right now. So with learning what people actually need as a personal thing, it's a very good thing. You know what you actually need and what you don't. At the same time, the disappointment is also that, because at the far end of it, what we do per se is something we need to up our game with right now, because it is scary. when people slowly start tuning away, especially from my version of the industry where it's purely fine dine, it's a luxury experience. You don't come in just for the food. You come in for the ambience, you come in for it. You come in with your girlfriend, you come in for a date, you come there to spend 3 hours of time and make sure the experience is memorable. This is something which is equally scary for me because I now need to really go out of the way, and so does a lot of people in the industry, to make sure the people who already were coming in generally have to come in out of the way, because now they know, well, Rona is there. Do we actually have to go out there or not? And we will figure it out, because then that's us human beings. We will step it up. We will take it to the next level. We will do the next thing that people have figured out they can't do in the kitchen themselves.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Girish. Finally, before we say bye for the evening, I would definitely want you to dedicate a message to all our students and definitely all the hospitality aspirants who are watching you today live in action.
Hi, students. I'm not old enough, or I'm not experienced enough to actually give too much of advice. But honestly, today, all our customers are going to be looking at you, which is most important. And I already said in this conversation, hygiene is most important. It's things as simple as your face, your hair. All this gives the confidence to the customer to come back to you. So please, from day one, what you're being taught, please continue it till the last days, at least when you're at work. Hygiene is most important, basic hygiene. Please take care of it, because that confidence will boost our customers' morale like anything.
Thank you so much. It was such an eventful and a great conversation with you, Girish. And you know, where you are in Chennai, we all wish you from the IHM family that you stay safe, you stay healthy, and we look forward to seeing you very, very soon again. And thank you for this lovely time, and definitely for a great evening and such an inspiring conversation for all our students and team members today, Girish.
It was absolutely my pleasure being here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Girish. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you for watching us.
Thank you.
Girish, it was amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope that went well.
No, it went very well. And I think so many questions, the similar kind of things that you went ahead and addressed has been lingering into a lot of students, minds, and all of us minds as well. We don't know so many things happening, and you know it better because you are actually seeing it yourself. You're experiencing it. Thank you for this. This was really, really essential.
Absolutely.
And it was wonderful. In fact, for our upcoming sessions, we're also, in fact, thinking and planning of getting into entrepreneurship sessions, like webinars, etc. It would be lovely. Me and Poonima would be in touch with you. We would love to have
Most definitely. Let Poonima get in touch with me, and I'll also get feedback.
Done. Thank you 100%. Very much. You have a great
Thank you so much.
Ahead, Girish. Take care. Stay safe.
Hopefully we meet soon with all this over.
Absolutely. Look forward to hosting.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Girish.
I think I'll say bye to everyone else in the feed also.
Right. Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.